Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, my name is Miguel.
And I'm Michelle.
And in this new series of character mashups, we will be doing characters from Lord of the Rings and characters from Studio Ghibli. And in this episode, we will be mashing up Baron, cat from The Cat Returns. He's just called Baron. And Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. So we hope you enjoy this one.
So this is my process for the Gandalf Baron mashup, and I honestly really liked doing this mashup just because I got to explore a little bit of the active moving design of the character. This character is going to be having more of like a fighting pose. So I did a quick rough pass of how I want Baron Gandalf to look like. One of the characters that we are mashing up is Baron, which is short for his full name, which is Baron Humbert von Gigenken. I hope I said that right. And his character actually appears in two Studio Ghibli films. One is The Whisper of the Heart, and the other one, The Cat Returns. The Baron appears as an anthropomorphic cat with a full suit and hat, and in Whisper of the Heart, he is just kind of like a statue that appears in an antique shop, and he's basically the inspiration for the main character's story when she's writing her fantasy story, and he appears as the character that she writes about. In The Cat Returns, he actually appears as a more focused main character, and his role is he works in the cat bureau and helps the main character with her problem with the cat kingdom. So if you are interested in finding out more of this character, I recommend watching both of those films. He appears first in The Whisper of the Heart, and that's what led to the basically almost like the sequel, but it's its own story, The Cat Returns. Focus more on the Baron's design in The Whisper of the Heart, just because he had more of like detailed design of the suit, even the colors, and even his eyes, because in the story, in the movie, the statue Baron is supposed to have like these green gem looking eyes, and even in the film, the owner of the antique shop shows the main character Shizuku, if she waits just a little bit, she could see the gleaming of his eyes when like the sun comes down at a certain point. He kind of looks more like a statue in that film than a real cat, because in The Cat Returns, he's more like a cat and like actually like a real life talking character. I actually hold The Whisper of the Heart dear to my heart because it's one of those films that really touches base on what it means to accomplish something for yourself, and it really shows that artists struggle. Being an artist, sometimes I always feel like art is my worth, and so if, for example, if I can't draw anything, then I'm just basically worthless. Which that's a totally unhealthy way of looking at life. You're more than just being an artist, you are somebody. And honestly, that's kind of the reality as being an artist, that we sometimes feel like our value is just from us being able to make art and being successful at it. So I think it's one of those films that I really recommend watching. And then The Cat Returns, that one's just pure enjoyment, fun fantasy action, just really easy to enjoy to watch. I thought this would be a good mashup of the two characters, Gandalf and the Baron, because they're pretty elegant, very like charming characters, but also they're very like active, and they're also a fighter too. So I wanted to bring that out more in this mashup with both Gandalf and the Baron. And so they both provide some kind of wisdom for the main character, so that's why I think they worked together as a mashed up character. So I focus more on if the Baron was in the world of the Middle Earth and he's like battling against the Balrog. This is like a straight reference of like when Gandalf fights the Balrog with his like staff and like a sword, and so I really wanted just to capture that moment. And so I think as I mentioned before, I picked the Baron's design from The Whisper of the Heart because I liked the colors there, and so I implemented those same colors into Gandalf's robe-like wizard outfit. Very simple background, as if they were in that place where they were battling the Balrog. So this was a fun challenge, and I really enjoyed it.
So on my end of the mashup challenge, I will be combining the character Gandalf from Middle-earth and Baron the Cat from The Cat Returns, as well as Whisper of the Heart. So in this mashup, the shape that I'm using is naturally lanky and slender and kind of tall. Gandalf is known to be pretty tall, but Baron is kind of medium height, I would say, but very tall-ish. So that's like one thing they have in common that I can easily work with. And the designs were, it was a little bit difficult because I'm trying to combine like what would Baron wear in terms of fashion, and I just kind of drawn from the character design itself. Very red, maroon colors, light tan, and some yellow, since his skin is yellow. So I'm just kind of work that and try to match the skin tone and using colors, complementary colors from yellow. Had difficult time combining what colors to use, but since I have Gandalf to work with, it's the colors from the characters of Middle-earth can be simple, especially for a wizard. So Gandalf being a Maiar, it's a term that's being used referring to these angelic beings that are known as wizards. They're being called wizards by men in Middle-earth, whereas Tolkien would use the term Maiar. That's like their actual race. So Gandalf, kind of simple in terms of shape, and I just imagine Baron the Cat being a character in the Middle-earth that would just take on the wizard role, since they're both magical beings in a way. The process was pretty simple in regards to that, but in terms of the color and design, I had to use my imagination and think about, okay, what kind of magic that Baron would use. Naturally, I just come up with some kind of made-up scenario where he would take advantage of the magic in Middle-earth, because I'm imagining Baron in the world of Middle-earth as a scenario that would be the foundation of this mashup challenge. So in terms of the weaponry and clothing design, I just had to come up with something, whereas what would Baron do with the weapons that's already available to him. And then for the costuming, I just use my own imagination, use this sort of glowing tattoo design to signify the magical essence of both characters. And that is the mashup challenge process. So I hope you enjoy that. Let me know in the comments what you think, and that's that.